the 90s, Playmates Toys made the deepest line of Star Trek action figures in history. My name's Keith, and I'm a collector working towards owning all 284. I've been a Trek fan for almost 35 years, and most people are sick of me talking about it. But somehow I've convinced my old friend Mike to review them with me on Look at My Star Trek Toys! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Look at My Star Trek Toys with our first episode of 2013. Although, no, that's not true.
Not even close.
This is dropping on New
10 years
Year's
later.
Eve.
You said 2013, so terrible start.
Okay, so I got two things wrong. One, I was a decade off and a day off because this is dropping on New Year's Eve 2022. So, huzzah. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everyone had at least a tolerable holiday season. If you had a fantastic one, wonderful, but at the very least tolerable. So I'm very excited today because we are talking about some more customs, and we haven't done a toys episode. We skipped a week. We so rarely skip a week. So I have extra excitement here with another round of fantastic customs. How's it going, Silver Fox Mike?
It's true, Keith. New year, new me, new you. Same crap on the internet, folks. We're so excited to be back. We did have a restful week, although I would imagine we didn't rest so much, Keith. I know that you were living that pioneer lifestyle.
I certainly was. It was very Laura Ingalls Wilder up in Vermont. We had no power through the entire storm. So
and I have been bringing holiday cheer to the masses of Ambler, Pennsylvania, and drinking more than I generally drink.
Okay.
Yeah, because people want to go out and play. The show comes down at 9 o'clock, and nobody just wants to go home at 9 o'clock.
No.
So yeah, a little tired, but Keith. Oh no, the keying. Well,
what have you done?
Trust me when I say that those are labs for my most recent blood work. We'll talk about them on Geekly because when we talk about our resolutions.
Yeah, it's funny. Mine are also going to be a lot about my blood work. So,
so folks, if you were just waiting as you tuned in to Seek Toys and just can't wait for two 40-year-old men to talk about their blood work. Tune into Geekly, K&M Geekly.
Yeah, there
Monday.
it is. Our resolutions might rhyme with Schmipitor.
Can I tell you? It's worked for me.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
No, I'm a big fan. Get those statins, kids. Whew, get them under the tree.
So today,
Merry Christmas, 40.
So we are leaning into, all jokes aside, leaning into some of the things that make the channel go, since we have now monetized our channel. Well, you're welcome for the ads. And people like the custom shows, Keith.
They sure do. And I'm very excited. We've got a great variety of interesting figures to talk about today, starting with something inspired by old things, which old and weird. It's going to be perfect. It is now time to talk about our first figure from our friend John Davis, who sent this. Now, Mike, I'm sure you're like, what the heck is this? This doesn't make any sense, right? Because that's clearly a Mugato, right, from the original series.
A Bugatti?
It is not a Bugatti, but it's I don't have anything funny to say about that.
The Bugatti of action figures, Keith. It was sitting right there for you.
It was. Well, actually, strangely, it kind of is, because the Mego figure that this is based on is actually pretty valuable, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. Because in 1976, Mego Toys put out some of the original series figures with cloth outfits and all of that. The problem is, if you've ever seen the episode with the Mugatos, they don't wear any clothes.
Oh.
So Mego added this weird Christmas outfit to the figure.
Was it a Christmas episode?
It was This Christmas isn't a part of it. It never wore anything like this ever on the series. So I think it was Planet of the Apes was really popular at this point, and they were wearing a lot of outfits like this, and they decided, or it was like a modesty thing. I don't know what they were thinking, but they put out this bizarre figure wearing some disco Christmas outfit And it's actually pretty valuable if you can find it in decent condition. So, what John did was in reference to the Mego figure, which Mego no sense, created this amazing Playmates style adaptation of the figure wearing his weird disco Christmas outfit. So, this figure here was not created by Playmates. It's inspired by another toy line. He said, I decided to do an homage to the old Mego figure by customizing in Playmates form. I just said that. This is my interpretation of Mego's interpretation of the Mugato. So there's a lot of different translations here, but I love the thought behind this to do this and create this amazing figure. And actually in the last one, picture there, we can go back. You'll be able to see it side by side with the original Playmates figure and see the work that John had to do to create this Christmas Mugato. Imagine a ton of modeling work. Look at those two side by side, Mike.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I thought I followed. Now I don't think I followed. So they didn't wear any clothes.
No.
So the original, the Mugato toy line, or the Mega toy line, decided we can't have them nudie nudes or too much hair, so we're going to put them in Christmas costumes.
That's right.
So John was like, I'm going to do a Playmates version of the Mego version of... Yes, okay, yeah.
Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it.
Oh my God, that's so meta that it is pretty amazing.
It's so cool. But here's the thing. I mean, I love the idea. It's hilarious and great, and such a great inside joke to Star Trek toy collectors. But also, look how seamless it is. So I want to know, John, how did you smooth out the hair and sculpt the buckle and the little sash he's wearing there? It looks perfect. It looks commercially produced. It's incredibly well done.
It's just nutty.
It's just nutty.
It's actually it's so much better than that figure too.
Yeah. I mean, certainly than the original. What was going on with that original figure?
I thought the way there is something. So I would have said that I think that like when you can give actual practical costuming, it's better. But truth be told, in some of the figures, most of the figures we've looked at, when they use the artistry to really give some like movement and texture to the sculpted clothing, it actually looks better than whatever the hell that is.
Looks better than the actual fabric. Yeah.
That looks like so many things.
It looks like all of those like YouTube videos you show your parents, over Christmas because you're just trying to kill time.
Yeah.
Of like those ridiculous like disco like songs that they used to do on the shows.
That's not even to like get into the conversation about the like just batshit monster design of this character.
I mean, the monster design of this character is amazing.
Okay.
Again, 1960s.
Okay.
On no budget. It's better looking than the Gorn.
I would agree to that.
So go to one of the other ones where we can see the actual, so he was literally...
No, he looks like sort of Harry and the Hendersons. That's what he looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, although I think it was before Harry and the Hendersons.
Well before, yeah. John Lithgow's finest hour.
He's a lot of fine hours. But able to incorporate that into the toy. I mean, Playmates toy of this is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's the white one, right?
The white one. Yeah. It's a pretty impressive toy, but so here's a question. I
almost wish like if you were going to do the Christmas outfit, I mean just like put a Santa hat over the penis.
I don't think it's supposed to be it's not supposed to be a Christmas outfit. This is just 70s. No. This is just like, it's disco-tastic. It is not a Christmas outfit.
Okay. It's just Christmas colors. I guess maybe maybe Christmas has just co-opted those two colors, those primaries.
I mean, but he's got the Santa buckle and everything.
Yeah, and like the half of the hat. It's like Santa hat into penis.
It's very odd. I mean, Playmates did a better version of the Mugato than they actually put on screen.
Although, Keith, I have learned I shouldn't option to cover anything on these characters. I've been told that that's too woke of me.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, too woke. That's us. Anyway, yeah. So, hey, John, I think this is a fantastic
Yeah,
figure.
I shouldn't take away from John's. Amazing.
This has been in my email box for a long time, and I was actually going to save it for Christmas, and then realized it wasn't Christmas once I did the research. So that's why it's been sitting there for a while. This is fantastic. It is such a great inside joke. It's a nod to the serious collectors, and
Well,
I,
and
I
know what else
really
it
really
is
like it.
that we don't talk about on the show enough. I make a lot of jokes, and I ask people to put shivs on things, but what I really appreciate, especially in artistry, is uh, there's a great word for it. I'm trying to yes, I remember. So I love humor, obviously. I love jokes, but there's that beautiful nugget in between the two, which is just called whimsy. You know,
Hmm.
there's an air of whimsy about it. It's not like not an on the nose joke. It's a nod to a joke inside of an Easter egg. It's just an air of whimsy, Keith.
You know what I because when I write musicals and comedy myself, I think about the types of jokes that you filter in, right? And I think about them in terms of percentages, right? There's the 90% joke,
Hmm.
meaning that 90% of the audience is going to get this joke. Like you get it, somebody gets kicked in the nuts, everybody gets that joke, right? But then what I like is to sprinkle in some 5% jokes.
Hmm.
And that is some really inside baseball joke that 5% of the only 5% is going to of the audience is going to get it, but that 5% are going to lose their mind.
I agree with you.
It's all about the mixture of the seasonings,
Yeah, baby.
right? You got
You
to
can't
have
just have salt.
you got to have all. You got to
Yeah,
have all
you
of
need a
it.
little
That's where
pepper,
you get
baby.
your yeah,
You
exactly.
got to pip and pop. All
And
right.
sometimes that joke just for yourself is what lands better than anybody. Nobody understands what's happening, but they can tell you're laughing, and that counts. All right, so
What are we
thank
talking
you,
about?
John.
Thanks,
Send
John.
more. This is fantastic. I love it. All right, so I'm excited about the next two, Mike. Do you want to know why?
Why, Keith?
Because you are
Oh,
going to tell us the story of it. So we have two Deep Space Nine figures from our good old friend JD Elaine from JD's Customs and Stuff. You can check out his channel on the link below. So, Mike, now that we have been going through Keith and Mike Watch Deep Space Nine, you are now every bit as much of an expert on this figure and this character as I am. So, Mike, take it away, buddy.
well, Keith.
I knew you were ready.
It turns out that even a popping establishment like Quark's Bar, on occasion, needs to bring some culture and sophistication in, and
That's
thus
right.
Varani, a very seasoned, uh,
Jazz flute.
sure, yep, that's better than what I was gonna say. Um, can I say it? I don't know why I was gonna say it, but I was gonna say I can't say it
What?
because I'm looking at the custom and I was gonna say dong play.
I think what you're looking for is dick whistle.
Oh, that's better. I was just gonna say, a cultured dong player.
That's a 95% joke,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but dick whistle's
Dick
much more curated. Well, guys, 2023, we're gonna be better, but we got one more day.
We're rising higher.
We got one more day. Yeah, Varani
when
came
they
in.
go low, we go lower.
And it was cool because it was like they gave, instead of it being like a Star Wars jaunt, it was a very, as you heard, a very operatic, beautiful melody. And
What's the Deep Space Nine theme?
Yep. Oh yeah, I guess it is. But anyway,
Of course it
But
is,
they gave
yeah.
a full. They played the whole thing, and they did like multiple shots. They had all these extras. They did a whole scene about it. And then the rest of the episode, he doesn't really play much of an integral part. He kind of hits on that lady.
Yeah, and he gives her his headshot from 1984.
Yeah, and he's like, here's like a CD of me playing opening for Yanni back at the Acropolis or whatever. Wow, there's so many. I just layered in a lot of
Kenny G Deep Space Nine.
yeah. But anyway, that's who he is. And what I'm loving about this is it a Dick Nixon figure?
Well, let's find out because JD, with his incredible, not only his incredible artistry, but his incredible behind the scenes work to give us the code as to how you make a
Oh.
Varani figure.
Oh, it's not. It does kind of look like Dick Nixon, no?
It totally looks like Dick Nixon. I mean, anyway.
Oh, it's off the rails. We've lost it. We've lost the
We're
thread.
children. So he
You
sculpted
take 1
this
week
onto
off, Keith.
1 week off, and then it all goes to hell. So he sculpted this onto a Picard figure, which, I mean, this is where it really gets amazing, right? Because this is all hand sculpted on top, layered on top of the figure with a repaint.
It's just the paint?
No.
Oh, he sculpted too, yeah.
He sculpts. JD, what do you sculpt with? Like, what is the material that you are layering on top of this
How does one
stuff?
craft a dick whistle?
I have no idea. It is. I mean, yes, the dick whistle for sure, but like just layering on top of the Picard figure.
Is
what
it a molding clay or is it a resin? I don't know. We are uneducated.
No, this we have proven. Yeah, I have no idea how he does that. But look at the change. See, a lot of these customs, like you can tell what figure it was based on the facial sculpt. This looks very different than Picard and looks exactly like the guy playing Varani. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
And so here is the you keyed it out, buddy. Nice.
Yeah, it's 2023, baby. Well, almost.
Almost. Well, it's 2013 in my head, so there we go. Really cool. See, this is another thing JD does. See, folks, if you're watching and you want to submit your figure to this show, I don't know how you get to the top of the line. You do what JD did, right? Give me the video of the spin around. That's really helpful. Also, tell me how you made it in a visual form so I can just put it up there. It's
we haven't
fantastic.
gotten yet, and we would welcome is if you're interested in having a video on if you want to do this. We still would love a walkthrough. Like, feel free to put include your voice, give us a whole walkthrough of how you did it. We'll basically put anything on the internet. That's what I'm saying.
100%. We've proven that.
Yeah.
We have proven
this
that.
very day, haven't we?
Indeed. Look at that. That's really fantastic, JD. That's really, really excellent work. As always. So you can check out JD's stuff at JD's Custom Stuff. But we're not done with JD's work. Because we are now going to do our next figure. Mike, take us away. You got this.
Well, Keith, I don't want to give any spoilers, but this was one of the Kais early in the series. Was very
and what is a Kai, Mike?
Well, it's kind of like a more political pope. Now, I know popes are pretty political, but even more so. It's like a spiritual leader / politician. And really, this particular one was pretty close with Kira and our good friend Ben Sisko. And there was a big emotional episode with this character before Kira started banging the new Kai.
That's true. Well, he's not Kai.
Well, he's in battle with, what's his bucket to become Kai, right?
With Space Karen.
Yeah, Space Karen.
Yeah, so now you can tell where we are in the series. So Bareil is battling with Space Karen to be Kai. That's where we are
the series. This is great.
I know. Once again, whatever material you're using to sculpt that over is it's so it has a fabric texture to it. The face looks different. I love the weird head thingy. I don't think I've ever seen the back of her head thing.
And what this next slide is going to show us, because I do preview the next slide, so I'm trying not to go back and forth so much. So generally, I think it's either a repaint, a sculpt over, or at the very most, and one figure that a part or two is replaced from. But sometimes, Keith, we get a full Frankenstein.
Let's Frankenstein. Let's see how we did it. All right. Okay. Wow. So, all right. So the base.
I don't love math. Don't love math.
Math. No. Good. Oh God. Parentheses. Oh, I haven't taken a math class since 1996. All right. So Bareil's robe. That's a great place to start. With Seska's hands, it looks like Spock's shoulders.
But it
and the
looks like
head from
there's
the
like
original
there's
series.
so where are we getting the so the robe? Where's so I'm guessing the like the what would you call
The wrap.
yeah, the wrap is original?
Yeah, I think the wrap is original.
Wow.
With Seska's
They
hands
didn't make
and
a
the
Kai Opaka?
no, they did not make a Kyopaka.
Keith, I'm you now. I'm like, how could they not make this figure?
How could they not make a Kyopaka?
I'm gonna need my own list now.
Yes,
We might have to
100%.
revisit that actually.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a Mike's list. I love that idea. But I mean, the amount of pieces here, and it all makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because the Keeler head is a great place to start for her head. You've got Spock's shoulders, which are kind of roby, like that. Looks like he shaved down the shoulder pads, and Baril's robe, which makes sense.
Well,
And
let's not undersell this. So, okay, the ruby head is a start, but if we go back to this, I mean, that's a really good likeness. So,
Oh yeah,
he went in there and crafted out a Kyopaka head.
well, I mean, it has having to hand sculpt the Bajoran nose, and then layer that onto the figure with a material to be determined later.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's amazing. And it's, the thing about what JD does, which is different than some of the 3D printers, he's doing this by hand, which is, I can't even type.
Do you know what would be a good?
I can't write a check.
Do you know what would be a great custom figure?
Mm.
Now that we're talking meta, spoilers for Deep Space Nine season 1. So
I think our audience is
cover
ahead
your
of you, Mike.
skip ahead 30 seconds if you don't want that. What we need is a crying Kira. We need for when she's emotional or someone's dying. We need an emotionally distraught Kira is what we need.
Well, with this figure, it'd work out.
Mm-hmm.
Just lay her down, okay. That's a little grim. That's a little dark that you would like a crying Kira on your shelf. That Kira just standing confidently and taking care of the station. Nah, that's not for me. I want to see someone in distress, a miniature person in distress on my desk.
I love a hat on a cat.
Indeed. Yeah. So JD, these are amazing. And what's great about the tranche of figures that JD sent me, there's a lot of great Deep Space Nine figures that I'm going to be doling out to you, Mike, once we have met those characters.
That's what I love. I love.
So don't worry, we're not going to spoil any more Deep Space Nine for Mike with the figures, because that's how we are.
Wait till I tell you all the action figures I got for Christmas.
Oh yes,
lots of
we
cool
might have
stuff.
to do some patron unboxings for that. Oh yeah, we have to remember to talk about the patrons at the end of the episode.
I'm gonna have to put them in the slide while we do this. Okay,
that's right. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. All right, so the next figure is one. You talked about getting hit for being too woke. This figure is addressing what's happening over there.
No. Oh, so many things. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna adjust this. Keith. Just live with it for just a minute.
Okay, all right.
And this should hopefully all be fixed now. Oh.
2023.
Where's the? Oh, here it is. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, we're gonna crash. Oh hey. Oh no. Oh boy.
What is happening?
Why is this not working? Oh no.
Don't do it live.
Okay. Hey,
there we go.
You know what, Keith? Luckily, our viewers didn't have to suffer through that.
Okay. All right. So, Mike, you mentioned before that
I didn't know this was coming up.
You took a hit.
I did
on because you were like, can we give Uhura some pants? And because she can't sit. And guess what? Somebody did.
Wow.
This is it's a set by our friend Brett Newton. But this figure is actually created by Brad Roselli, and this is a Uhura who can sit down because we gave her a skirt. We actually gave her a tiny bit of skirt. Here's how this happened. The plastic red skirt was removed, and then sewn on a red skirt is attached to the action figure so that she can sit, which is great. And certainly, as you're building out your custom play sets, which we will be showing more of in the future, stay tuned. You can actually allow the poor character to sit, and therefore, this is clearly on a 3D printed playset of the original
Which
series
is really
Bridge,
cool.
which is really cool. I want
Yeah.
to know more about that. But here it is Brad Roselli who modified this figure. And I don't know, are those earrings added as well, or are those part of the original figure? Let me look it up
Mhm.
while we're talking. Mike, you talk while I look this up.
Yeah, I mean, this is less an artistic choice and more of a functional choice, which I think is also a unique uh, inspiration for a custom mod. And why not, right? She deserves to sit like all the other all the boys.
Well, and especially, and the earrings are part of the
And you
original
don't have to put her
figure.
in a pantsuit, and she can still make her fashion choices and wear her short shorts, and nobody will be upset by it.
Yeah, and yeah, no, it's very practical, and I like it because especially because Uhura spent most of her time on the series sitting right there at that station. And so it's when you're building these figures, you're going to build articulation. You got to let them sit, and that's what actually one of the things that the 2022 line has done very well. They've allowed all the characters to sit without like the weird man spreading, because of the way the hip joints work. So
Keith, I'm also thinking that this playset's reminding me we're in the future now where toys should be released. Recently my nieces have been playing with that Super Mario like RC car that has
mm,
an IR camera built
a
into it,
camera, yeah,
and so you can kind of like imagine if this playset had like little mini cameras with upshots from like the keyboard, so you could capture like video feeds of your characters like in action, like play with them that way, and like introduce the sort of filmmaking element. That'd be cool.
that would be cool. Well, I mean, honestly, with the miniaturization of cameras, why can't we put a little camera and have a little dolly on, that you can just move the camera around
Yeah, man. Now we're
and
talking.
shoot an episode with these figures, especially like the next generation bridge playset. The walls can fly out, so you literally can do camera setups, with your phone or with a little webcam. You could absolutely do a whole, shoot an episode that way.
Maybe you have already. Have you already shot a mini episode? Keith and I will air it and review it
Mm,
nicely and as a joke on the internet, as we've done before.
100%. All right. Well, I'm going to nicely be respectful of your time and keep going and look at our next figure. This is also from Brett Newton,
Chevy
but this one
Chase?
was created by him and Theo's Star Trek custom fan figures. This is, Mike, do you know who this is?
No.
It's Khan,
Oh,
but from the original series. So when Star Trek 2 happened, Mike, this was not the first time we saw Khan. Star Trek 2 is a revenge story
mm.
from this episode here
Hence
from
the
Space
wrath.
Seed. The Wrath, it's a revenge, it's a whole thing. So you can't really know the Wrath of Khan if you haven't seen this episode and see Ricardo Montalban with a shirt on, which is just weird. But look at how good this figure is, especially up against the screenshot there. It is
Yeah, the
flawless.
hairline, the high pants.
The face, the paint, all of it. It looks fantastic. So let's find out how we did it. So the action figure head is Khan from the movies, from the later one. It is reshaped and repainted, and the custom head is done by Theo's Star Trek custom fan figures. Then the body is Worf in the rescue outfit, the black rescue outfit from the Next
Oh yeah, he does
Generation
have a Worf
line.
vibe. Yep.
Uh-huh. And the body is repainted red with yellow symbols. Paintwork is by me, meaning Brett Newton. And Worf's large hands are swapped out for another action figure's hands, not sure from which one. The hand parts have a peg in them for them to be reattached back to the arms. The hand parts are also by Theo's Star Trek custom fan figures. The belt buckle pieces used on his waist, glued on, are also from Theo. Uh, honestly, it's a collaboration, which we love, which is great. But frankly, that figure is flawless.
That's really good.
Like, it's
Is
it
it the same actor
looks
who played him?
yeah. Yes, Ricardo Montalban.
No, you said that initially with a little bit of disdain, Keith, and I resent it.
Hello,
I don't know these. I'm trying to learn. I'm just learning.
But we're like 150 episodes in, buddy.
You're right.
You could keep up with at least con.
Yeah.
This isn't some super obscure
I have a
one.
con. I have my own con.
You sure do. This figure I think is fantastic, right? It is one of those figures that is utterly seamless with the original line. You put this in a package, you tell me Playmates put this out, I'd be like, yeah, of course.
You know,
looks great.
Non sequitur. Sorry, I should have saved it for next episode, but I'm gonna say it now because I've started talking. My mouth has started moving, Keith.
You've wheels are off.
Yeah, that's true. So I checked all 2 of my Targets, the 2 Walmarts, and the toy store in the mall throughout the Christmas season, just to kind of keep a finger on the pulse of the Playmates 2022 line to see if restocks happened, what was selling. In all those stores, I could find one figure, and that was the Michael Bachmann, the Michelle Bachmann.
Burnham. Michelle Bachmann.
That was the joke.
It was Michelle Bachmann.
I biffed the joke anyway. But regardless, I don't know if that means they just didn't restock or that they were just stocking and selling them out. But my gut is telling me it might have been the former.
I don't know. It's interesting, but we actually got an update from Admiral Akbar, who emailed me about just this very thing. And it says, I'm not sure if you've seen them yet, but my next door neighbor in California, for the first time, finally found some Star Trek Universe Playmates figures at Walmart that were not the Wrath of Khan wave. Up until now, Walmart has been getting cases of 4 or 8 figures of each individual figure from Wrath of Khan. Now they are getting cases of Michael, as Mike would say, as Michelle Bachmann, could not possibly be more diametrically opposed, from Discovery, found in Murrieta, California.
Okay.
That's the distribution is an issue, which I have not heard back from Playmates.
And there's still 0 shelf space. There is no branding on the shelving. It's all just like tucked in the collector section with no discernible segmentation. So I'm sure it's a marketing choice. They're deciding where to put their dollars, but retail is clearly not the focus of their strategy.
Interesting. All right. Well, there we go. I'm going to wrap it up there and save our finale piece for another episode.
Okay.
Because we're already over half an hour now. So thank you so much for watching. Look at my Star Trek toys. We also have some other people to thank, Mike.
We do. I'm going to pop them on the screen right now.
Yeah, you are. Ooh, they're giant.
We'd like to thank Brian Kaufman, Casey Clark, Cloudlover69, Jason Moe, Andrew Hayes, Jorge Navoa, and the mysterious Worf's Boot Shiv, CRM Productions, Charles Babbage, at Grim Toys, Delusions at Noon, and Eric Wilson. They are our patrons, the few, the proud, the mighty. You can join them at patreon.com/KNM. Their dollars get them some bonus stuff. There's going to be more bonus stuff in the new year as Keith and I just spend a lot of time together on the internet with our friends over on the Patreon. We thank them also for allowing this show to continue. It's a lot of work, and the little bit of cash flow does help offset some of our time. We appreciate each and every one of you. Join the team, patreon.com/KNM.
Indeed. They are few, they are mighty. I'm not sure if they're proud, but if you'd like to join them, patreon.com/KNM. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year, everybody. Very excited about 2023. We're going to have so much crazy fun stuff to share with you.
We're doing our first Let's Play.
We are doing our first Let's Play. That's going to be really fun. Also check out our show K&M Geekly, which is just us chatting, which is kind of every show, but even more so. Every Monday that drops, and every Wednesday you can get another episode of Keith and Mike Watch Deep Space Nine. We are nearing the end of season 2 already. I can't believe it. Super fun. You can find us on our social medias and all that regular nonsense. Yeah. I think that's it. We'll see you back here next week with another episode of Look at My Star Trek Toys. Till then, this has been... That didn't work. Look at my Star Trek toys!